Merry Christmas, guys. Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa,
Merry Chrysler.
whatever it is you celebrate or, try to celebrate this time of the year. I hope you guys have a good time with lots of food, family, or friends. But with this video, I kind of wanted to make it with some of you in mind that maybe don't have any of those things. I think Christmas can be a truly magical time of the year for people. Lots of warm, joyful energy to go around. But for some people, I know it can be hard. Sometimes you see people being so happy and maybe you just aren't or can't bring yourself to feel that way. You don't want to manufacture any feelings. Maybe you just went through tragedy, got broken up with, maybe money is tight, and you have anxiety about what you're going to get your loved ones. Maybe things just aren't going your way this time of year, or they haven't been for a while. You have strained relationships with family members, maybe your friends are away, or maybe you don't have any friends. Maybe you've started to grow bitter or resentful because you see all this love and warmth going around that you, for whatever reason, can't possess on your own. You reflect on that and you can think, what's wrong with me? Why can't I participate in all this goodness? I know at least I can feel that way sometimes. There's a reason why my favorite Christmas movie is The Grinch, because, he is the GOAT and I get him. But that's kind of why I wanted to talk about this little holiday set Spider-Man story from Peter Parker Spider-Man Run, issue 37, Spider-Man Snow Day from 2002 by Paul Jenkins and drawn by Mark Buckingham. A nice little story about Spider-Man, Spider-Manning at the most unforgiving time of the year, Christmas time. On top of that, he's working with a head cold. He's got Aunt May twisting his arm to come over and shovel the snow out of her driveway. It's one of the coldest days in New York. Little kids are being straight up assholes with him, and black ice is coming out of nowhere. Peter really just can't catch a break with how shitty this day is going. He's rushing over to Maze to get the job done with, but in typical fashion, it only seems to get worse. Speaking of coming out of nowhere, Spider-Man does, in the case of Vulture's little robbery this issue. Vulture is enraged, thinking that Spider-Man was following him and trying to stop him again when this was actually totally random. Like, Pete wants nothing to do with this. But of course, Vulture does the dumb thing, what most goons do, and fights the good guy, okay? Never works out very well. Peter is literally telling him to forget this. Let's do this another time. But Vulture convinces himself that Spider-Man is lying and somehow mocking him and making jokes at his expense. We get a nice couple of little fight panels, but it ultimately ends with both of them agreeing to meet up later at the place they first fought. Peter ends up forgetting where that is, and Vulture ends up pulling up to the Empire State Building on Spider-Man with that glizzy. And then out of nowhere comes the Human Torch to melt Vulture's wings and basically save the day, or save Peter from all the imaginations in Vulture's mind. And so Peter is able to finally make it to Maze and shovel some snow while listening to the radio, and it turns out the next day is going to be even worse. And the issue ultimately ends with a snowball to the face from our very own Aunt May. And I really like this issue, okay? I like how Torch was included because he handled Vulture with the quickness as well. He's like the antithesis of Peter right now, okay? Who is just collecting frost damage the whole issue while he's pretty much immune to the cold. Now, although this isn't blatantly a Christmas book, hell, I don't think it's even mentioned once in this book, but I can't help but extrapolate a lot of Christmas vibes from this story. Peter not feeling well, but still holding up his responsibilities. I remember feeling like absolute shit working during the holidays, but hey, gotta make that bread to make that bread, or buy the bread. I don't make bread. Aunt May is telling Peter to go over, although he really doesn't feel like it. Not that he hates his Aunt May and doesn't want to see her, but it's just that he doesn't feel good. And I know I've definitely felt the same way when you have relatives asking, hey, when are you gonna come over, when you maybe just don't feel like seeing anyone or them seeing you. This holiday season can just be rough for a myriad of reasons, but I think while I was reading this issue, the thing that stuck out to me the most is that as this issue threw things at Peter handled a lot of it by laughing. I mean, half of this issue is him just roasting the Vulture, and that stuck out to me because, I love to laugh, okay? That's why I say half of the shit I say in these videos. I just think, hey, wouldn't it be ridiculous if I said this series of words in this specific stupid way? I don't think I've ever heard anybody say it like this. Let me just put this in there, or a clip or anything, And sometimes I might not even be in a good mood, but as long as I'm laughing, I'm not sad, I'm not lonely, I'm not hurt, I'm just kind of happy. Worries, fears, stressors, certain sorts of anxieties melt away even for seconds. It's proof that although good feelings don't last forever, the same is true for the bad ones. So for this holiday season, to all my viewers, subscribers that have been with me since day one, and all the new subscribers that are here now. I just want to say I've had a pretty amazing year with you guys, and I appreciate the hell out of every single one of you for spending the time watching the videos and leaving comments, sometimes very, very hilarious comments, very thought out comments, very thoughtful. It means absolutely more than you know, guys. Not everyone feels good, especially at this time of the year, but I want you players to know that you're not alone. And if I can impart anything, you know, from this issue, from Spider-Man, from this video, is please don't forget to laugh.